back to Official Gooner TV. First of all, I want to thank everyone who's been liking, subscribing, following, sharing, commenting, and interacting on Twitter. I really appreciate it. Like I always say, just keep it going. Let's keep the following, keep the sharing, keep the liking going. Road to 100, we're almost there. I think we're on 85 now. So yeah, let's just keep that going. Today's video is going to be a preview for the Southampton game. We've got Southampton in the FA Cup, and yeah, man, it's going to be a tough game. We ain't got much luck against Southampton in recent years, and yeah, it's going to be a very interesting game. It'll be telling really for both sides what team we select. I think we've both got an eye on Tuesday's game against each other. Again, we play Southampton again on Tuesday night in the Premier League. So I think both teams will have an eye on that game in terms of recovery purposes and if people might get injured and that. But I expect to see a near to full team from both. Maybe a few minor changes. Again, this is another important game for Arteta. Although we are doing well in the league, we do need to keep our options open because, as we've seen, this league is so competitive. The FA Cup, we're on a great run. It seems to be Arsenal's competition, and winning that means that we get an automatic Europa League spot. I know a lot of people will be saying, "Oh, it's not Champions League," and it's true. It's not Champions League, but if by some chance we do finish outside those Europe places, the FA Cup is a perfect route into it, as we did last year as well. So again, it's another important game for Arteta. It's another important game for the lads. And listen, I just hope that they win the game. Put in a good performance. No one gets injured. No one gets sent off, and we're ready and tuned for Tuesday's game against Southampton again. Team selection, I would go with Leno in goal. Right back, I'd go with Bellerin, as he didn't play in midweek. I would save Cedric for Tuesday because he had such a good performance. I would change the back. I would go Holding, but I would then go Gabriel. I think Gabriel, like I said, he's rolling back into fitness, but he is our best centre back. And even if we can play him for 50 minutes, 60 minutes, see what his fitness is like, I think it will be a great addition. I think it's a no-brainer that he has to come back into the team personally. So yeah, I'd play Gabriel. Left back, I would actually go, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I would actually go Saka or Niles. Niles had a shocker there last game, and I'm hoping that was just a one-off. If not, I would just go Saka there. But probably Niles just to be on the safe side. Two CMs, I would go with El Neni and Willock. Just for rotation purposes. Don't risk Partey. He's just come back from an injury. Let him rest. And I think Xhaka deserves a bit of a rest as well. Cam, I would actually go with Emile Smith-Rowe. I think Emile Smith-Rowe, he's young, energetic. He's not shown any, kind of signs of fatigue or anything like that. He's a young man. He can run for days. So let him play, get the job done early, and then bring him off if need be. Top three, I would actually go with Martinelli on the left, Pepe on the right, and then I would go up top. My personal opinion, I would go with Lacazette up top. The reason I say Lacazette and not Aubameyang or not Eddie Nketiah is because Lacazette links with these kids so well, especially with Emile Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, Saka working off him. What I'm hoping will be the case is that Pepe needs to have a big game. And if he's to have a big game, he must link up with players and run off the edge of the shoulders of defenders. And one or two people that can get him in those positions are Lacazette with his cute flicks and Emile Smith-Rowe with his passing abilities. They do like to pass it in behind. As we know, if Bellerin does play, he's always just going to cut inside. He's never going to hit it down the line so that Pepe can run into space, which is a reason why I believe Pepe is not performing personally. But yeah, I would go with that team. On the bench, I'd make sure I have my hitters. I'd make sure I'd have the Saka. I'd have Partey, Xhaka, Aubameyang, just in case. Tierney, just in case shit hits the fan. Like I said, I think we need to win this game, not only for the FA Cup, but for momentum purposes and for that mental edge going into Tuesday's game. If we win that, then it's like, yeah, we know we can beat them now. You know, we're on the right path. We're in great form. No one's beating us. You know, Arsenal have their last. You know, you got to think about it, their last 5 games. They've only dropped 1 point. They've only dropped 2 points. Sorry. It's been 4 wins and 1 draw, which was against Crystal Palace. I mean, look, some people will be disappointed with that result. It's just how it goes. Crystal Palace, they're a tricky team. I know Liverpool slapped them 7-0, but they beat Man United 3-1 at Old Trafford. So and Man United are top of the league now. So this league is competitive and it can go like that sometimes. You just got to pick your head up, and that's exactly what the boys did. And last time out, they got a very decisive 3-0 victory over Newcastle. So yeah, that's the team I would go with, and hopefully Arteta gets it right and we can kind of get that game out of the way and then focus on Tuesday. Just a bit of transfer kind of catch up. Obviously, I did my transfer video. If you haven't watched it, please go ahead. Comment below. I asked a few questions in terms of who do you think we should get. Who do you think should be going out? Any comments below, please, I will answer them and read them and comment on them in another transfer video. But the transfers for today, we did sign our backup goalkeeper, Matt Ryan, the Australian 28-year-old from Brighton. We've seen Matt Ryan play in the Premier League before. Average to okay keeper. I don't think he's excellent. I don't think he's of the level of, Martinez. But he's going to provide much needed cover for Leno, because Rennerson's not the guy, man. that brother's not the guy. And at least he's a guy that's experienced and knows all about the Premier League. He said it was his dream. It's one of his dreams to play for Arsenal because it's the team that he grew up supporting, which is nice of him to say. Whether they all say that because, it's a big club, I don't know. But, I'll take it as that. And yeah, man, I wish him nothing but the best. Hopefully he performs for us in certain competitions. And when he's called upon, obviously. Martin Odagaard, the 22-year-old Norwegian international out of Real Madrid, it's said that this deal's pretty much done. He will be an Arsenal player, hopefully by the end of next week. As I understand, the paperwork just needs to be drawn up. It's all been agreed. A big deciding factor was actually two factors. Edu speaking to Real Madrid and convincing them to let him go to Arsenal. And also Arteta having a personal conversation with Martin Odagaard, explaining what he can do for his career, what he can do for his development. And that's a big thing for Martin Odagaard. He had a discussion with Zidane and the board saying that, listen, I need to be playing football. This is the game that I love. This is the game that, I've given my life to. Remember, he's been on the scene since 16 years old. So we know this guy loves to play his football. He's not got a lot of game time in Real Madrid. He just wants to play football and he sees Arsenal as a viable option. Danny Ceballos has obviously given him a bit of a nudge and said, yo, come over here. It's great over here. Obviously, maybe a bit of lies. But, yeah, man. that will be. I don't know about the signing. I'll be honest with you. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think that it's good that we're getting some cover in. He's young. He's hungry. Talent, undoubted. I know he's got talent. But I sit here and think, you know, do we really need a young central attacking mid that can't get into Real Madrid? Maybe he ain't played for a while. Will be a bit rusty, so on and so forth. Others have said, well, it's a 6-month loan, so if it does go bad, then you've got the option to. It's basically a trial and error process. You can just give him back. It's a weird one for me. It's not the signing that I want, to be honest. I want us to go in for an OR. I want us to, really make a mark in this January window. But unfortunately, I think obviously because of COVID, because of the amount of players that we have on the wage bill, although we are clearing them up, it's just unrealistic to think they would fork out 55 million in January. And also, you got to think, does Awar even want to go? They're challenging for the league over there in Lyon are. They're in the Champions League. So, do they really want to, let go of him? And does he really want to go this season? As I mentioned before in my transfer video, he and Memphis Depay are quoted saying they want to go to the top 3 best teams in the world. And Arsenal aren't included in that, let's be honest. That's either a case of, Liverpool, PSG and, Real Madrid, or Liverpool, PSG and Juventus, or something like that. But Arsenal's name isn't near the top 3. So we'll have to wait and see if Awar can be a summer transfer. But as for now, it seems like Odegaard is our man. We have got our man. It's just a case of signing the paperwork. So let's hope to hear more from that. Mesut Ozil, as we know, he arrived in Turkey last Friday. He's in the quarantine period at the moment, but it's been said that he will have his medical on Sunday, and the official paperwork should be done. So he should be a Fenerbahce player and officially not an Arsenal player by Monday. So hopefully going into the Southampton game, Ozil's name and Ozil's, saga will be over. And one thing I do want to comment on with the whole Ozil thing. Now look, I've been a big critic of Ozil in the last 2-3 years, but I would never want to see a player leave like this. I'd never want to see a player leave without, the fans singing his name, the fans, clapping him off for the service that he's given us. Let's have it right. For the first 3 seasons, Ozil was incredible, out of this world, especially that 15-16 season where he had 19 assists. I think it was like 6 goals, involved in 28 goals and 45 appearances. Unreal. Got Arsenal's player of the season that year as well. He was terrific, absolutely terrific, and you saw exactly the Mesut Ozil that we brought. Part of it, I think, is down to the players that we had. I think that there was a time where Ozil was really just a step above everyone else, a class above everyone else, and he's used to playing with Ronaldo's, Higuain's, Di Maria's, Modric's, and all those types of players. So when you come to Arsenal, and no disrespect, you've got Giroud, you've got Walcott, players like that who just aren't at that level. You can lose your way a little bit because you're doing things faster than they can think, and then by then it's too late. So I think it was really sad the way he's left. Also the way he's been branded. At the end of the day, Ozil didn't say he didn't want to play football for Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal Football Club said they didn't want Ozil to play for Arsenal Football Club. Ozil has always said, listen, I want to be out on the pitch. I want to be playing football. I want to be working with my teammates day in, day out. He was still coming to training. He could have very well said, well, I'm not coming to training. If you aren't included in no squads, I ain't playing, so why am I training? Know what I mean? He never isolated himself, never said anything bad about the club. He just said, look, I want to play. That's all I care about. And I think that he doesn't get enough credit for that because there's a lot of players that would do that type of thing. I mean, I've recently just seen in basketball. I know it's a different sport, but Kyrie Irving of Brooklyn Nets. He's been missing for 7 games. He's just come back. Said it was down to personal issues. Um, the full story isn't out yet, but you can't just go missing. And they actually wanted him to play. So for Ozil, it's completely different. The club don't want him to play, but he wants to play. And after, I see a lot of comments on, oh yeah, you greedy shit. All you want to do is take the money. Listen, if you're in a job, you work in a supermarket, you work whatever you're doing, and your boss offers you this contract, and then a year down the line, 2 years down the line, he says, oh, you know what? That's actually a bit too much. Here's what we're going to do. You can't work no more, and we want you to leave and take a pay cut somewhere else. We don't want to give you that amount of money. What? Bro, this is a contract. What are you talking about? This is crazy. I'm seeing out my contract. Yet if it was the other way around and Ozil was kicking up a fuss and saying, listen, I'm not playing for this club, blah, 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 and still taking the money, everyone would have something to say. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So what I want to say, Mesut Ozil, big up yourself. Thank you for being a great, great Arsenal player. Yeah. What you've done in your career at Arsenal has been tremendous, and I wish you nothing but the best, brother. Also, a comment on the whole comments as to why, to be honest, the reason why I believe Ozil's been left out of Arsenal Football Club is because he made certain political comments, which I'm not going to repeat because I don't know the nature of them. Obviously, I know the quotes and the comments, but I like to comment on things that I know 100% about. So I'm not going to comment on them whether they're right or wrong. But what I do know, it's his belief and his political belief, his religious belief. And he expressed that Arsenal distanced themselves away from it, not because it was right or wrong, but because it had financial implications on them. Which, if you don't know, China stopped playing all Arsenal games. I think there was even a video game in China. You can't play as Arsenal. Arsenal's deleted, fam. They're rub out. So that tells you the length of, how bad these comments affected their revenue. Ever since those comments were made, Ozil's been out of the team. So all this footballing reasons, bullshit. We know it's not that. Also, like I said, that I think that's wrong, and I hope that going to Fenerbahce, you get what you want and what you desire, mate. Like I said, thanks for the time. It's almost been 8 years. Really appreciate it, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it from me. We're gonna be back again, hopefully Monday for the preview of the Southampton game on Tuesday. Like I said, guys, please link, like, comment, and subscribe. Share. All feedback is welcome. If you think I should be doing something different, or if you've got any ideas for me, please send them through. I really do appreciate it. And also, just stay safe. Keep your family safe. Obviously, like I said, COVID is just tearing through the nation. I heard that they've got the new variant is even more deadly. So please, people, follow the rules. Stay at home if you can. Or work at home if you can. I'm not even going to say wash your hands. People, you dirty ass people, wash your hands. Yeah? Wash your hands. No one wants no shitty hands. You understand? Yeah? That's it from me. Bless up. Again, we'll see you soon, baby. Bless up.